honeymoon. We're past the infatuation phase. Sometimes it's heaven sent. We head back to hell again. We kiss and we make a ball away. I hang up, you call. We rise and we fall. I still put you first, girl. We'll make this thing work, but I think we should take it slow. We're just ordinary people. All I really smoke is dro. Hey, but I'm an ordinary people. Maybe we could pop a roll, pop a roll, pop a roll. This time we'll pop a roll, we'll pop a roll, oh. This time we'll pop a roll, pop a roll, roll. This time we'll pop a roll. Shout out to all of my Latinos and Latinas, Tejanos and Tejanas. One more time. Shout out to all of my Latinos and Latinas, Tejanas and Tejanas, goddammit. All around the world. That's Tejanos and Tejanas all around the world. Shout out to all my beautiful black kings and queens. Shout out to all my fellow Jewish brothers and sisters. Shout out to the Indian community, the Native community, the Hispanic, we already said Hispanic, but Hispanic community, let's add that again. The Asian community, the Sikh community, the Jamaican community, everybody over in the UK. Listen, it doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter what your religious beliefs are, as long as you want better for the world and you tap into this live because you want better for the world. Now, I'm going to do something I don't normally do. Oh, goodness gracious, how's it? Yeah, I'm getting messages. Listen, every time I log on, I love you guys so much, I really do. But every time I log on, there's always some person that's like, oh, this is the perfect time to call you. That's really the opposite of what it is. But I do love you. But today we are tuned in for a kind of a normal, it's a normal stream, but at the same time, it's been a long day. Yesterday was Tuesday. We have a residency here in Colorado, and we rock it out. We rock it out pretty nice, and we always have a good time, man. So, today I figured I was going to stream after I do this, but I'm like, there's so many people all around the world, and maybe this will affect me in a negative manner, hopefully not, but there's so many people all around the world. Hold on. There's so many people all around the world that may find this life hack a little bit useful. So allow me time to get my earpiece in, because for some reason, you guys can hear me better with this. Imagine that. All right, how's it going? Yeah, I said it, always smoking Joe's. So this store run / a life hack. Damn, is my Bluetooth on? Come on, man. Work with me. All right, we're connected. We're connected, guys. Make sure you hit that like button, please, please. We've been working on our ego on this channel, and it's been getting really good all across the board, even in your own channels. So let's do ourselves a favor, do the universe a favor, and not let our egos get in the way of pressing that like button. Going down in your way. If you didn't know, now you know. Shout out to all our veterans. Once again, I want to thank you guys for all the prayers that you have sent to my good brother and friend who's dealing with some tough times right now in the hospital. But, when I say we are family, meaning if I told you I'm your brother, if I told you are a member of this family, there's nothing in this world that will ever make me give up on you or ever allow me to give up on you. My patriotism alone will not allow me to give up on you. Aside, even if you weren't a veteran, veterans come first here in the United States of America. But understand, your veterans in whatever country you live in, they should come first also. Now, I'm doing my best, and I promise you all, I'm doing my best to make sure this type of situation doesn't happen again for any veteran. Once again, I said I am doing my best. I'm not just on here talking. I am doing my best to make sure that this type of thing doesn't happen to veterans. I do have faith in my country. Don't get me wrong. I have faith in my country, but things don't come always when you want them. They come when they come. But sometimes we must take action. And it is this action that I take 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year to bring change, not only to my country, but to your country, to every country all around the world. I love you so much from the bottom of my heart. All right, now let me find my key before I lock myself out. Here, hold on. It's been a long journey, guys. It's been a long journey, but I tell you what, give me a second. It's been a long journey, but I tell you what, if I was in the same position as my brother right now, as my veteran friend, if I was in the position as he was, I would want exactly what I'm doing, and that's somebody being there, and that's somebody being supportive, and somebody letting you know that they're not going to let anything bad happen to you at all. Because man, how do you not get into it? We get into it, but I've had over 7 people, over 7 humans succumb to their own injuries in my hands. I don't know if you ever seen a grown man bleed out as he looks into your eyes, proverbially screaming for help, and all you can do is kiss his forehead, hold his hand, and hope and pray that our higher power knows the best answer. And understand, family, they used to, I'm not going to talk bad about my family or nothing like that, but I will say this. They always threw shade at me for helping. They always threw shade at me for, why would you stop and help this guy who was shot 7 times? Why would you stop and help? My answer to them, whether it be one sibling or the other, my answer to them was all the same. Because when I've seen those people or those persons laying on the ground, completely bleeding out, I seen my brother, I seen my sister, I seen myself, I seen each and every one of you, and I thought to myself, there ain't a damn reason why I should not be getting out the car helping. And that's what I did in this particular situation that I happen to be thinking about right now. Out of respect for his family, we won't use his name, but we will use his location. It's Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This was on the side of, allegedly, on the side of a real popular barbecue spot. I've been away from Milwaukee for quite some time now, so Speed Queen, allegedly. On the side of Speed Queen. I was on my way to work, on my businesses downtown, and I ride past and I see what looks like a collision, and I see a car. That was crossing the bridge, but he crashed into the median before he crossed the bridge, was my assumption. Because I more or less seen the angle of his car. At the time, I was on the phone with I've only had like 2 exclusive girlfriends, but that's how At the time, I was on the phone with her, and we were talking. And as we were talking, I pulled up on this situation. When I pulled up on the situation, it was two people outside of the car, and the car was just still sitting there. So I asked, I said, I raised my window down. I had her on the phone, and I'm like, yo, I want to call you back. But with everything being so riled up, like emotion-wise and things of that nature, hold on. Forgot where I was at in the story. But more or less, there were some strangers. Let me put my other phone in too. Maybe I can hear myself better. So, like I was saying, there was a connected there, this connected curve. It had hit the median. Across that median, to the left was a hospital. I later found out that's actually where the individual that succumbed to his injuries in my hands, I actually figured out that he was on his way to the hospital. Not only was he on his way to his hospital, but he was on his way to the hospital with his two kids in the car. Imagine that. He's on his way to the hospital because allegedly, you know, he got shot somewhere at some point. And allegedly, to my knowledge, him and his kids and his wife started running. To my understanding, the wife ran a different way and she was being shot at. And once again, this is all allegedly, because I don't really know the facts. But what I do know is the father made it inside of the vehicle. The kids made it in the back seat, even in their car seat. But when I pulled up and asked the bystanders, which was only two at the time, I asked them, I said, is everybody all right? And they said, we don't know. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, you were here before me, you're staring at the car, but you're doing nothing. Why are you just staring? Why are you just wondering? Have you called the police? Nobody had called the police. Everybody was just staring. This whole time, I didn't know I didn't hang up the phone when I was talking to the lady that I was talking to. I didn't hang up the phone, so she was hearing everything the whole time. So I get out of the car. I open his driver door. And upon opening his driver door, I noticed him slump, and I couldn't see his face really, so I dropped down to one knee, kind of like this. Kind of like this. I dropped down to one knee, kind of like this. And I got his car door open, and I'm holding his head with my right hand. I'm saying, no, because he was laying like this. I know you're not supposed to move a gunshot victim, I know this. But understand, at this point, I thought it was an accident. I thought it was a vehicle crash. So, as I was kneeling down like I am now, I took my left hand and kind of pushed his chest up so he can sit upright. I said, you're going to be okay, but I need you to tell me where you are hurt. And says, I'm shot. And I'm like, okay. I didn't think that was the case when I pulled over, but you never know. I said, I'm shot. And I said, okay, well, it's going to be all right. The ambulance is on the way. I said, but your kids are okay. I said, your kids are okay. Mind you, my body is obstructing his view of his kids being held by bystanders. He has 2 kids. So if I'm holding his head as blood streams down my sweater, I had a sweater on because I was on my way to a club that I owned at the time. I like to be incognito, it's wintertime, somewhat wintertime, in Milwaukee at the time. So I wiped, the sweater I had on, it was like blood covering the whole sweater, dripping out of his mouth, like in a very graphic fashion. And I seen him closing his eyes. And I told him, I said, listen, your kids are okay. I wanted him to know if he had lost consciousness, I wanted him to know that his kids were all right. So with my body obstructing the view of his kids being held, what I did, as I'm holding his head with my right hand, and my right hand is full of blood, the whole sweater is just dripping blood, I say, your kids are all right. I lean my body back so he can see his kids. I do one of these moves, like, your kids are all right, they're right here, they're gonna be fine. He looked at his kids. As soon as he looked at his kids, he stiffened up, dropped, and the sound of a 2-liter soda, maybe a 4-liter soda, the sound of a 4-liter soda began to fill the car. What does that mean? Well, that means there was so much blood coming out of his nose, ears, back, that when I looked down into his seat, his car seat, the driver's seat that he was still sitting in, was leather seats. The leather seats was a pool of his own blood. I didn't notice that when we first started talking. So it became apparent to me that he got shot, ran to the car with his kids, and was trying to locate the extreme amount of pain that had just been shot. He's just been shot, so he was trying to locate that pain. So in trying to locate that pain, he ripped his pants down. Not while I was there, because when I first seen it, it was blood, and it was, his pants were kind of slightly down. And I'm like, okay, this must have been a robbery. No, this was somebody panicking after they got shot, knowing their kids are in the back seat, and they're trying to make it to the hospital. So when he stiffened up and fell over to the right side of the car again, massive amounts of fluid that we call blood just began to pour into the car like it was pouring off of a cement pour. You ever seen one of those cement trucks that pours? It was coming out so rapidly, like that. And I won't lie, at that point, I began to get pretty emotional. I didn't know this guy, but I knew somebody did. I knew that was somebody's son. I knew it was somebody's family. I knew that could have been me. I knew it could have been my brother. I knew it could have been anybody close to me. So I needed to do everything I could to help him in that situation. So I looked around to the bystanders that were standing there, in hopes that somebody had called the police already or the ambulance. Nobody did. But me still wanting to comfort him, I still had his head in my right arm or my right hand. My left hand, I struggled to pull my cell phone out of my back pocket. When I finally got my cell phone out and called 911, I heard 911 coming. So even though so much blood was coming out of him, I told him he'd be all right. Next thing I know, the authorities are pulling me off and telling me to calm down, he's going to be all right, yada, yada, yada. And yeah, man, his kids would ever see all of that. And yeah, that's enough of that story, man. I love you all. Let's get something to eat. I love you all so much, sincerely. Inglewood, Denver. Why would you say Inglewood? To me, that was racist. I know it was racist. But I don't, listen, I'm on a whole different page. I'm on a whole different level of consciousness right now. So bless your heart. Now, on to the hack that I was talking about. You can go to KFC, you can go to Taco Bell. Hell, you can go to my favorite, Old Country Buffet. I haven't been there since I lived in Wisconsin, or you can come to Wally World. And at Wally World, they got everything you need. They got, I think that's some lemon pepper chicken right there. We got barbecue chicken here, buffalo chicken there. We got tenders, wedges, macaroni, mashed potatoes. And understand, way better than any fast food place you can stop at. And no, he did not make it. He died in my hands. He died in my hands. The ambulance told me, don't worry. If they thought there was no chance of him living, that they would cut the ambulance lights off. So as I begin to drive, just a second, I'm sorry. Thank you so much. So as I begin to drive off, I forgot what I was saying, guys. She just interrupted me. I forgot where I was at. You asked me, did he survive? And I said, no, he didn't survive. Oh yeah, the ambulance, or one of the homicide detectives on the scene, he said, don't worry, if it was really a life-threatening, which I knew it was. I had been sitting there. My sweater was filled in this man's blood. He was wearing fresh-ass Jordans, fresh-ass pair of pants. He did not plan on dying that night, believe me. But they told me that if there was a real issue, as I followed the ambulance, that they would not even have the lights on. So I'm sitting in the back of the ambulance in my car, waiting on the ambulance to pull off. Lights are going. All of a sudden, you guessed it, they shut the ambulance lights off. I knew at that point he was gone. I knew when he was in my arms he was gone. I digress. I love you all. All right, now we're gonna get some food here. Whenever you get time, take your time. But yeah, guys. You know, I don't speak blindly. I've been on this planet for quite some time, and I sincerely believe digress. I was thinking about a breast and a thigh. You got that?
I don't have a breast, right?
You got two thighs. Can we compromise? About a thigh and two wings.
Thigh and 2 weeks, if that's what you want.
Uh,
Gonna get any like sides?
I wasn't thinking about it. Maybe a couple of tenders. Maybe.
Those aren't sides, but if you
Oh, they're
want
not? Okay. Yeah, that stuff's too heavy for my stomach right now, like macaroni and stuff like that.
I
So,
think you're gonna get a lot more meat off the 2 sides.
yeah, let's do the two thighs. Let's do the two thighs. And can I get one of the other ones? Is that possible? All right, guys, there we have it. Like I said, yes, I'm on YouTube right now. I was selling them it started off as a life hack, you know, how to stop going to all these damn fast food places. But then I started to talk about something else. But you know, it all was necessary, and understanding is understood. So now all of you know. Go to Wally World, get your food, man. Stop pulling up the KFC. Stop pulling up the not Walgreens, but what are the other fast food places? McDonald's. I was thinking McDonald's, but it went upside down in my brain, which made it Walgreens. Yes, 100%, super friendly here.
All right, I got you. You want 2 different things because they're separate. The 2 thighs actually.
This is perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just like that, guys. There's the hat. No problem. That's the hat right there, guys. So I just got 2 big dumbass thighs and a big dumbass wing. Excuse my language. $236 for the 2 thighs. $148 for a wing. KFC hood. Now I love KFC. Shout out to KFC. We're not gonna burn any bridges, but I love KFC. I'm not sure which one I love more though, KFC or Taco Bell. Or wait, hold on. What did I just say? I meant to say, which one do I like more, KFC or Popeyes? And as I sit here and think, you know, Popeyes has always been a little greasier, which is a little bit more flavor. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What is this thing? But I don't know. Let's just say if I had to decide right now, today, like, hey, which one do you like? I would have to go with Popeyes. I'm sorry. Popeyes is gas. Yeah, I'd have to go with Popeyes, sincerely. Yeah, I'd have to go to Popeyes. No lie. Hey, you have a great day too, David Wallace. Appreciate you for tapping, brother. All right. Listen, we're not going crazy in here. I got a few items I need to get. Actually, yeah, I just need something to drink. I'm about here. You know, this section right here, this section is my kryptonite. This section is my kryptonite. I had to stop eating this stuff. Shouts out Lil Debbie. I love Lil Debbie. But I just had to stop eating it personally because I have some stomach issues. You know what I mean? But these are my favorite. These are my mom's favorite, which ended up being my favorite at one point. Obviously, your classic cosmic brownies. Everybody loved those. I used to get those every morning before school. They used to be 25 cents. When they were 25 cents, I buy 2 cosmic brownies in the morning time. How you doing? 2 cosmic brownies in the morning time, and then okay, hold on, I can't. Okay, I gotta say something. Listen, there's one particular person at this store. I'm always overly nice to her. Underly nice, maybe, and overly. I'm always like, hey, how's it going? How's it going? And she just gives me this snarl. Like, so, to protect my own energy, and you guys, you can do this also if the time frees up for you, but to protect my own energy, I'm going to do to her what I've done to every single person that has made me feel that way. They get cut off. So no longer will I attempt to say hi to this woman. No longer will I wonder why she's not saying hi. I don't know her. I don't know her first name. I don't know her about it. And she seems to be angry about it. So she's off the list of ever being spoken to by me. And I don't mean that with malice. I'm not mad about it. This is the way I protect my energy. Whether you're male or female, if you start to make me feel uncomfortable, I'm going to cut you off without explanation. All right, now, here's another conundrum. I already got some hot sauce. It's like, do you get more hot sauce? There's Cholula, there's this, there's that. You know what I mean? Can you ever have enough hot sauce? That's the question. I don't really think so. I really don't think so, low key. But I do got hot sauce, low key. So it's like, no, I got hot sauce. Oh, go ahead, guys. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
We fight you, but you're bigger than us.
Oh, no, not at all. You guys got their way. Much respect to you, too. But yeah, like, should I buy some hot sauce? You tell me, guys. Chat. I know you're not as talkative as most chats, but do you think that I should buy some hot sauce? I know I got some hot sauce at home, but I couldn't find it. But I know as soon as I buy some, I'm going to find it. Let me think about this for a second. Yeah, I'm going to buy it. Fuck it. I'm going to buy it. And which one am I going to buy? Well, let me give you a little hot sauce lesson real quick. Check this out. This hot sauce right here, shout out to Louisiana, but this shit is far too salty. This shit is full of sodium. Like, when this is like down south. Shout out to everybody down south, Arkansas, stuff like that. But if you look at the sodium content on this thing, it probably says like 1 billion. Look at that, 200 milligrams of sodium, dude. This tastes like pure salt every time I've ever had it. It needs to be discontinued. I'm sorry. Let's go over to the Great Value Louisiana hot sauce, Walmart's version. Let's see how much sodium they put in theirs. Because I eat this stuff all the time. And I'm telling you, there's definitely less than 200 milligrams. It has to be. So let's find it out. Yeah, see, there's less. There's 130 milligrams. You know what I mean? 130 milligrams of sodium compared to basically a whole bottle of fucking salt. You know? Let's make smart decisions, people. And while we're at it, Red Hot's always been a favorite, right? So, look how much sodium Red Hot has in it. Where's the sodium? I don't need a recipe for wings, my guy. Where's the sodium? Oh, they might be sneaky with it. They might have put their sodium information behind the damn label. All the ingredients in 1 quart. Baking dish. Yeah. They don't even tell you how much sodium in here. Holy smokes. Red Hot, when did we start doing that? Where they do that at? Red Hot? Low key, hold on. Let me look off camera. There has to be sodium on here. Yes, there is. Here we go. 190 milligrams. So shit. Red Hot has damn near just as much sodium as Louisiana. So the choice that I always thought was more enjoyable for me was more enjoyable because there's less salt in it. Another hack. Bow. We got some chicken, some hot sauce. Just need something to drink, and that's lunch, man. But we got something on the floor over there, and as I get older, I cannot see stuff on the floor. Excuse me, ma'am. Just want to pick this up here. How's your day going? Good, good, good. All right. My apologies about that, guys. Phone died. But, you know, sometimes the universe does that. Because the universe understands that maybe something is causing you distress, or maybe something just isn't conducive for your continuing your walk in your higher self. Obviously, my energy is a little off, but through prayer you can get through anything. You know what I mean? And I now know that. I knew that before, but I know that for sure. But somebody from a place that I hold really near and dear to my heart gave me a cross bracelet. And with this cross bracelet, you can put your phone to it, and it shows up an image of like a Bible verse. And yeah, man, I did a show last night, like I do every week in Colorado. And I had it all the way up until I was about to leave the event. Or while I was leaving the event, I think it slipped off my wrist. Or something like that. I'm really not sure yet. But I gotta learn to stop holding these items, these replaceable items so close to my heart. But that's just how I am. I think that's why, you know, I don't know. I digress. We're overthinking things. I already ate one piece of chicken. I ain't gonna lie. And do I eat unhealthy all the time? No. But sometimes with meetings that are piled on top of one another, you just gotta go to Wally World, grab something, and get back to work, man. You know? And today, it's a lot more, how you say, it's just a lot more, I don't know, guys. I don't know how to explain it. But just know that I love you all, and we can get through anything. Cheers. Put some hot sauce on my burrito, baby. Okay, that probably looks weird. Hold on. Now, when it comes to hot sauce, are you a dipper, or do you just put hot sauce all on your chicken? I like to kind of do both, low-key. When I was young, I would only dip, meaning I would put the hot sauce on the side of my plate, take a piece of the chicken, turkey, whatever meat it was, and then dip it into the hot sauce. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm pretty hungry right now. I've been so busy, I can honestly say that I haven't had time to eat in maybe 2 days, 2.5 days or something like that, just because I've been so busy. But we got to remind ourselves we can't become that busy, because you can't drive a car on empty. You know what I mean? But sometimes when you are giving your everything, what did I just say? I said sometimes when you are completely giving your everything, giving your all, you may feel this way. And understand, I have given my all for more than 15 years to each and every country around the world. Taking on your bad times, your good times, you know, the times when we need to talk. I have been summoned here. I understand this now. There is no question now. I also understand the difference between a real friend and a fake friend. I knew it before, but what I didn't know, there was levels to this shit. We've talked about this before. The friends that can sit on the phone with you an hour, 2 hours, as you tell them about the horrible things that are going on in your life. But the moment in time, what I said, the moment in time, there's positives going on in your world. You got exciting news to talk about. That person has 90% less enthusiasm than he did when you told them things were going bad. Those are friends. Those are people you need to feed with a long spoon, if at all. You know, that's why I created this community, because, you know, a large population of society, they've lost their shit. I'm going to be honest. There's no other words to say it. They have completely lost their shit. And the only way to keep yourself from losing your shit is completely not take on anybody else's shit. You got your own shit. Everybody doesn't have the mental capacity to handle multiple things. I do. Does that make me better than you? No, not at all. We're all different. We must learn when people are detrimental to our progression that we've made so far. We must learn when to, listen, excuse my language, but we must learn when to cut a motherfucker off. If a motherfucker's always giving you weird ass energy, if you're always questioning yourself about this motherfucker, if this motherfucker got a weird look on his face randomly while he's with you, get that motherfucker from around you, man. Seriously. Even if it's a woman. And I love women. I love women. Understand that. I'll be dropping the link soon. I love women. But there's so many women out there that are succubuses, that energy suckers. They see a person that's bright, vibrant, in shape, healthy. People love him. What do they want? They want to become a part of that. Not just a part of it. They want to become a part of it and little by little steal chunks and chunks of your ball of energy that you are until you are a mere nothingness. At which point they'll find somebody else to talk to. You'll go around 2, 3 years, 4, 5, 6, in your little sad mode, bringing up this relationship in every conversation. Understand, focus on yourself. This relationship shit, this girlfriend, boyfriend shit, this husband, wife shit, it's fake. What? This girlfriend, boyfriend shit, this husband and wife shit is fake. I'm going to give you a percentage, and this is just off the top of my head. If there are 80% married people around the world, 75% of them are cheating on each other. That means 75% are wasting their own fucking time that they will never, ever get back. If your spouse is sitting to the left of you, look at her, look at him, and ask yourself, are you lying to yourself? Or do you really love this person? Or are you just there because she has good sex? Or he has good sex? Are you just there because of that? My time on this planet has allowed me to be previewed to so many different things. And I truly understand. This is all a legend. And take this how you want to take it. Because with every upload, with every statement you make, you will lose some, you will gain some. It's a part of the game. But what I will say, the girlfriend, boyfriend shit, the marriage shit, it's all fake. It's all bullshit. women forget that they're married. Women forget that they're in a relationship when they see a fucking action figure walk past them. I want you to know that. I want you to know that. Doesn't mean that they don't love you no more. Just means they want this action figure cock, and they're gonna go back home to you, and they might do that for, I don't know, a couple months, however long it's fun, or until you catch her, or it could be vice versa, you know. But it's all a waste of time. It's not gonna get you rich. It's not gonna get your family financially stable, going back and forth with some goofy bitch, whether it be a goofy bitch dude or whether it be a goofy bitch female. A goofy bitch is a goofy bitch. Excuse my language. Anyway, get some food in you, because I got to do the same. Cheers. I don't even want to talk. It's just so good. Hold on. Damn. That shit fresh. You know, I wish growing up in school. Turn this fan down. Hold on. Hey, roll up too. We about to smoke. If you ain't rolled up yet, you tripping. But I wish when we were in school, when we were all going to school still. Some of you probably are still. Shouldn't be. It's an 18 and up channel, but whatever. Forgot what I was gonna say completely. Damn. It happens. Cheers. But yeah, do yourself a favor and don't waste time. Shouts out Ice Show Speed, killing the game right now. I just hope and pray that he can, keep his ego in check. We've all seen multiple streams where people are in tears to see him, and he's yelling, "Get the fuck back, chill the fuck out," all of these things. And I'm a fan, so as a fan, to see and hear that shit, it's I don't know, there's no cool way to say it. It hurts my feelings. So I can only imagine the people that he's actually saying it to. And then even the pictures that he takes. Like, I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying that he needs to be present. You know, he's inspiring so many people all over the world, from old to young and in the middle. And when they approach you with so much admiration, when they approach you with so much joy at just you being there, you have an obligation to treat them like a human, because you are where you are because of the same people that you are disregarding. Once again, I love I Show Speed. I'd love to, tap in, for him to tap in with me if he comes to Colorado. But, last stream I did, I had just gave him a compliment on, the spiritual changes that him and Kai Cenat have made on their streams. But then yesterday I'm watching Kai's stream. I think he was in Cincinnati, something like that. I think he was in Cincinnati yesterday. And he got his brother with him, right? His brother. Cameras on him. And he did some of the most disrespectful shit that I've ever seen a brother do to another brother, aside from my own brother. Imagine that. And that was pick up his damn foot off of the cement ground. They're walking on the ground. Somewhat gives the signal or tells his brother to tie his shoe. Now, bending down to tie another man's shoe is already as embarrassing as it is. But he took it a step further. He took his dirty ass foot that was on the ground and put it on his brother's fucking thigh while his brother panicked to tie the shoes to his liking. That, my friend, is Speed's ego getting in the way. And if he continues doing this, what will happen is the same thing that the universe blessed him with will be stripped the fuck away. So, I say I show Speed. You're doing a great job. Be more present. Be more polite to your fans. Be more polite to your followers. Took a picture with a guy yesterday. He was so happy to see you. And you asked him, aren't you supposed to be in school? Obviously, yeah, that's something he could handle out, you know? And he's like, can I just get a picture? He said, yeah, bro. Took the picture and just walked off like the guy wasn't human. Why not take the picture and say, hey, man, I appreciate you for supporting me all these years. But stay in school. I don't promote skipping school. You know, that would have been more wholesome for the camera. But no, he put his arm around him as if he was a tree that Speed had been just resting on for a couple seconds. I don't like seeing that shit. I have fans all around the country just like Speed. And I have never, and I will never treat you guys like that. It makes me cringe. It almost makes me want to cry when I see that shit. Because I know how much admiration I had for people in situations like that. I'll tell you one particular person, but I won't go overboard with the story because we are good friends now. But he goes by the name of Joe Rogan. Yeah, Joe Rogan, Fear Factor, UFC. One of my first ever UFC events, I believe it was in Chicago. A lot of the fighters I fight, and they're trained with me, they were going to be on that card. All right? They were going to be on that card. And I forgot what I was saying again. Damn. Oh, Joe Rogan. So the fight happens. Amazing card. I believe Donald Cerrone was involved in it. Him and Dan Hooker. Maybe a few other people. The venue's over. People are starting to head to their car now, right? People are starting to head to their car. Head towards the exit, if you will. Well, I've been to pro wrestling shows in the past, and I know it wasn't pro wrestling, but I always said it was scratching the surface, and now, look at them now, they're partners. But regardless, everybody was leaving, but I wanted a picture with Joe Rogan. I wanted a picture so bad with Joe Rogan. So, if this is me, and the black line on this cup is the gating, it's like the fencing, if you will, the guardrails that separate the crowd from the ring and shit, stuff like that, the cage. Everything was empty. Even the cage was empty. Most of the stadium was empty. Basically, you can describe me as this little red fluid in this cup here. I am waiting behind the guardrail, and I notice Joe Rogan will be coming from my right. And I notice there's no fans to the right of me. So I notice at that point in time, hey, I'm definitely going to be able to talk to Joe Rogan. I'll be able to see Joe Rogan. This is going to be amazing. Joe Rogan comes out. we'll use this Geek Bar. Shout out to Geek Bar. We'll use this Geek Bar as Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, he kind of looks at me right before he starts to walk towards me. Looks at me and smiles. But as he's walking towards me, he notices a family, a very large group. I didn't want to say it was a race thing or not, but at that age, that's exactly what the fuck I felt. I thought it, like, damn, I didn't know Joe Rogan was racist. Oh, I skipped the part. No. So he's walking towards me, looked at me, smiled. But everybody who's waiting by the guardrail, it's known by the athletes and people part of production, even Joe Rogan, they're waiting on pictures and him to sign stuff. But I was in the front row on the side that Joe Rogan was coming out on. Coming out because the show had ended and he had, went backstage, but he comes back. I don't know if he still does this, but he comes back out. I'm standing there. I'm a happy kid, kind of like these happy kids you see next to I Show Speed. I'm this happy kid. Joe's walking, looks at me for a second time, holds up a finger, and walks right past me. Walked right past me. Crushed my fucking heart. Crushed my soul. Crushed me. I was a kid. I'm like, damn, I love Joe Rogan. Why would he just walk past me? Like, cause of my skin color? Like, what the fuck? That's weird. And I only said it was a race thing because the group that he walked past me for, everybody was white. Little did Joe Rogan know I'm partially white. Literally. I'm Nigerian and Jewish. So there's a percentage of me that is white. For those of you that aren't, I don't know, for those of you that don't know too much about Judaism or being Jewish or anything like that, understand you can be born with Jewish blood, at which point you can choose to embrace the Jewish faith, or it could be it can be a lot of things, but I don't want to get too far into it because what's understood is understood, and what isn't understood maybe shouldn't be understood. Whatever. But yeah, he walked past me. But I'm thinking to myself, well, he did hold up a finger, but like I wanted exactly what the other fans wanted, which was, my 10 seconds of fame with Joe Rogan, a hero of mine at the time. So I remember him holding the finger up and then holding another finger up and then just walking past me. Like he knew he had to make an obvious fuck this guy moment. So I'm standing there and somebody that was sitting around me, I don't remember who it was, but somebody that was sitting around me, they was like, he just went over there right there. And I'm like, I know, but he told me to kind of like wait, I guess. I don't know. But I at the time, I'm like, I'm doing anything for the shot. I'm doing anything for the shot, goddammit. So, reluctantly, I walk all the way to that side of the arena, which means I had to walk out of the hallway, all the way up the stairs, circle around the damn arena, and then come down those stairs to be able to meet Rogan where he was. So I'm excited, even though I wasn't like the real L Dog. I was still L Dog. I was training still and shit like that. So I was L Dog. I was L Dog when I started rapping. But so I get to that side of the arena where he's signing for a group of white men and women, and I didn't want to act like I was like upset or angry because I didn't want that to come across on the picture that we actually would end up taking that I was thinking. So what I kept saying is, Rogan, let's go, fucking Rogan. Shit you hear all the time. There was about 60 fans surrounding Rogan. Mind you, Joe Rogan he had seen me already once when he walked past, or when he first came out, he looked at me, and as he walked past, he held up a finger and put his head down in like a symbol of disgrace because he knew what he had to do, which was say, fuck this black dude, who I think is only black. Maybe that's what he said, maybe that's what he didn't. But he walked past. So when I went over there, I'm still trying to be enthusiastic, even though I know I'm like sad inside at the time. I'm trying to be enthusiastic about the moment still. And I'm like, Rogan. Like I said, there's like 60 people, maybe 50 people surrounding him. And as I'm yelling his name in gratitude and in admiration, Joe Rogan somehow tells the crowd that he's signing for to like, who is this guy? Like, bro, you know me because I was the same guy saying Rogan when you first came out on the opposite side of the damn building. So in front of all those people, one of the most embarrassing moments of my life, and in front of all those people, he said, hey kid, I'm not going anywhere. The first thing I did was just look at everybody. I just felt so embarrassed. I felt sad, I felt embarrassed. But mind you, I was young, and maybe if I was an adult, I would have maybe verbalized my discrepancy a little bit more vibrantly, if you will. But Joe Rogan embarrassed me in front of like 60 people by saying, kid, I'm not going anywhere. That crushed my fucking soul. Here I am, 38 years old now, still thinking about that shit. So, in a sense, not all the extra crazy shit, but in a sense, I could see how a person like the Liver King could feel that he was bullied by Joe Rogan. Because being a young kid that I was at that age, that's what it felt like. It felt like the cool guy in the class who I had accepted for being cool. I was a part of the group of people that thought he was cool. Thought that maybe I had too much swagger about myself or whatever it may be. But for him to go out of his way to disrespect a fan, someone that considered him a hero at that time, I'll never forget about it. But the universe works in mysterious ways. So fast forward 4 or 5 years. There's a UFC event in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I've only trained at the premier gyms in Wisconsin. If I didn't train at your gym, I apologize, but it's because it wasn't premier. I digress. So the universe, where are we at in the story? Damn. Where are we at in the story? Oh, so the universe works out this way. So the UFC had an event in Milwaukee, and the way the UFC works, whatever city, whatever state they're going to, they lock in with the local MMA gyms, so they can cut weight, get some sessions in, burn some sweat, and things of that nature. Well, the whole UFC squad got to the gym. Chad Mendez walked through the door. Fucking all those little short neck stocky motherfuckers walked through the door. Not my boy TJ. He wasn't a part of that camp. Fuck that. TJ is a fucking hero. TJ Dillashaw is a legend. I love TJ Dillashaw. But regardless, all these juice heads walk in, or excuse me, athletes walk in. All these athletes walk in, and I go do my normal training shit, and then kickboxing class ends, jiu-jitsu class starts. I sit on the mat, and I look over, and Joe Rogan is on the other mat, sitting pretzel style, sweating his ass off. I'm like, what the fuck? You take Molly before you got here, motherfucker? Because you haven't moved at all, and you're covered in fucking sweat. I'm like, that's trippy. But I told myself, I'm not talking to dude ass from the shit he did to me when I was a kid. Fuck that. I'm not talking to him. I don't care. He in my house right now, because he was. I'm not talking to him. So he sat there not being talked to by anybody. Mostly because people were scared to approach Joe Rogan. Me, I was thinking about that one incident. Like, fuck that shit. He did me like that. Fuck that. Then I said, you know what? I looked at him again. He was in very deep thought. And I told myself, maybe it's time for me to go against the grain. And sit down, pretzel style, right next to his ass and start a conversation. So I decided I was going to do that. But I asked one of my fellow fighter brothers. I think I asked Rick Glenn. Shouts out Rick Glenn. I think I asked him, should I bring it up because it's bothering me? No, don't bring it up. I think that's what happened. Tell me don't bring it up. So I sat down with Joe Rogan. We sit there, man. We ended up talking for damn near 2 hours on the mat about everything under the sun. Now, in the inside, I wanted to bring it up still, even though we had this genuine, cool conversation. But we had this genuine, cool conversation because he was at my house this time. I wasn't at his house. He didn't show me the hospitality that I showed him in my house. He didn't show me that same hospitality in his house, which at the time was that particular venue. I can honestly say this is a story I think I will never forget. I forgive Joe Rogan. I 100% forgive him. But I wish it was just as easy as to forget. Because since that happened 15, 16 years ago. But since that happened, there's not one time that I see Joe Rogan's face and it immediately starts the mental DVD of that moment. I digress. You ever had one piece of chicken left and you wasn't really hungry, but you knew if you didn't eat it now, it wouldn't be just as good later? That's where I'm at with this. Didn't even use the hot sauce. I guess I did. Oh my God. Let's see. When you come right around 11, lunchtime, shit fresh as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, press that like button, man. I'm spilling my heart to you guys. Ain't nobody even saying anything. What the fuck? that's the sound of pain. Can you feel my pain? Yeah. Can you feel my pain? It's all in my stomach. It's coming right up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna vomit. Landing right on my hoodie that I just bought. Landing on my floor that I just got caught. I just got caught for stealing fucking diapers. I just got caught for stealing fucking wipers. Drama in my motherfucking life. I just caught my wife. Just caught my wife cheating with my other wife. Damn, I she don't be a lesbian, making me look like I'm a lesbian. Damn, I mean that's some crazy shit. I can't even rhyme with it, cause I forget. I'm so too legit, I never will quit. Hoes, fuck you, yeah, you can get it. Get it how you want it. I'm smoking marijuana, smell it all up in my closet. I'm a alcoholic, drinking in the AM. Yeah, I like to yeah, I got to pray him, I lay him. Yeah, praises to the most high. I did my thing, dog. Now my smoke going way high to the sky. Damn, I'm so fly. McDonald's, nigga, I'm a McFry or McChicken, or call me a Big Mac. You owe me money, then your ass get a Big Mac. Have a heart attack, nigga, choke on some grease. Nigga, kidnap, yeah, I take your fucking niece. I'm a beast, no, I'm an animal. No, I'm a pianist, playing on the piano. Yeah. And I know you heard the verse. I'm so sick, but don't need a nurse. I don't need a doc, and I don't need no meds. I don't need a bitch, but I love me some head. From all the hoes, walking through my door, pink and yellow clothes, they toes. Cover those up, 'cause even if they clean,